everybody. It's Laura Kosh over at Agent Operations. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Welcome to our Thursday Live at 5. We are talking about lead nurture campaigns today. So we get a lot of questions about, hey, so I have this buyer lead who's not going to be ready to buy something until June. So what should I do? Well, there's a ton of email nurture campaigns out there. A lot of softwares offer them, like Top Producer, and they basically offer kind of the boilerplate, somewhat robotic email nurture campaigns, which I am not a fan of. I don't think they work. I think they're a waste of time. Don't get me wrong, I like Top Producer, but I just don't like just robotic email campaigns. So we kind of try to do things a little bit different because every agent is different. And that's really important to us, that we recognize that our clients are going to need a different email nurture campaign from one to the next in order for it to be authentic to the people they're trying to reach. So what we do is we talk to clients, and I've compiled a list of about 10 suggestions on if you are going to write an email nurture campaign yourself. Now, I know it sounds like a lot of work. It's really not that hard because they don't have to be long. You're not writing an essay or a term paper. You're writing an email that you want somebody to read. And typically the rule of thumb is the shorter it is, the better chance it'll get read. But there's a whole bunch of other tips we're going to talk about too. So, all right, without further ado, I'm going to get started on showing you number one. This is something as agents you guys are really, really good at. It's educating people. Your email nurture campaign, no different. You're educating, you're wanting people to understand the process, and you want to teach them something helpful. So you see a lot of stuff in real estate, you know a lot of stuff about real estate, what can you share with them? So teach them a helpful skill like, okay, for instance, if you have a relocation nurture campaign, you maybe get some leads from sources where they're indicating that they might be relocating to the Austin area, or they might be relocating to the Reno, Nevada area, whatever that may be, and you want to craft a series of emails in order to get them interested, sell them on your services, not literally sell, but basically just get them to convert into a lead. So with a relocation, for example, hey, here's places where kids eat free on Thursday in Austin, in my area. And that is a great way to help educate your leads and nurture and hopefully convert them as well. So number 2 on our helpful tips for email lead nurture campaigns, link to recent content. Using the same relocation example, link to something of fun things to do in Austin on a winter day. Best coffee places to go get a hot cup of cocoa when it's freezing cold outside. Can you tell it's cold here in Austin? But just share it with your nurture campaign. Just write that in there. You can update them as you go to keep them current. Better yet, share a blog post that you've written. So it directs them back to your website. It positions you as the expert that you are, but it also teaches them something helpful about the area, about you, about your skill set. Next, use images. Please don't use a ton of text. You want to use images because people will remember it more if they see it with an image. That's why on our Agent Operations Facebook page, you can see that we always use images. In our clients' emails newsletter, we always use images because people associate that with memory. It makes you much more memorable. So for instance, if you have, we'll use the same relocation buyer email nurture campaign. That is a lot of words together. But for an example, maybe they haven't been to Austin and they haven't seen the 360 bridge at sunset, but you really want to show them something special. So take that picture. You can reuse it, obviously, in the email nurture campaign, but it's just a great way to say, hey, here's the sunset over the Austin 360 bridge. When you come into town, I'll take you across it. You'll get to see it for yourself, but here's a little picture to remember Austin by. That's something that's really memorable. It's also something that you can keep in your recurring email nurture series for a while. It doesn't have to be updated that often. But fun, thoughtful things like that make all the difference. Next up, you want to share reviews. people, so many people, I think the study is around 61% right now of people will read reviews before they'll buy anything. And it's probably higher for real estate agents. Don't be afraid to toot your own horn a little bit. You're not really tooting your horn, you're letting other people toot your horn for you. So basically, if you have reviews from Zillow, if you have reviews from Realtor.com, your personal website, whatever that may be, take some of the best ones that apply to that email nurture campaign. For instance, if it's a buyer campaign, take out buyer reviews and put a couple of them in your email text. It really is a nice way to show the depth of service that you offer, and that's really important when people are making a decision. So next up, I always laugh about this because I feel like I beat a dead horse sometimes, but you have to have a call to image. And when I was a young marketer back in my pup days, I would forget to use a call to action. Why is a call to action so important? Well, it's what you want your audience to do. It's what you're asking them to do. It's what action you want them to take. And with sending something that doesn't have a request for action is like sending really nothing at all. So what do you want them to do? You want them to engage with you. You want them to talk to you. You want them to hire you. All of those things. When you're writing your email campaign, think of that stuff. It's really important. It really matters because the audience will be able to see if you really want that. And that call to action, it can be something short, simple, and sweet. The CMA is the one we always fall back on for buyers and for sellers. For buyers, it could be, hey, request my free report on how to get the best mortgage deal, or 7 things that you ought to know about new home construction communities. So it's really important to kind of give that call to action. Tell them what you want them to do because people will likely do it. If you have it compelling enough and they trust you, people will do that. All right. Next up, we've got video. Wow. And I'm finally holding my feet to the fire. I've been telling clients over and over, you've got to do video, you've got to do video, you've got to do video. And I was thinking, okay, well, Laura, at some point you're going to have to get on video too, because I really want people to know that I practice what I preach. So video, I always recommend that you have a good introduction to so-and-so, introduction to yourself. I don't really like to call it a bio video because that sounds kind of boring, but it's something about, hey, what's it like to work with me? What's it like to work with you on an agent level? And just be casual. It doesn't have to be formal. It doesn't have to be mass production. It can be, on a nice camera or a nice phone, and you take it and then maybe you get it edited a little bit, all the way up to an amazing videographer where you have a little bit longer life piece, kind of a longer shelf life piece for maybe a website or whatnot. But get on video. The great thing is, while you're out there closing deals and your face is being seen by people in their email, on their phone. So it gives you more face time, so to speak. So next up, the 3 C's are super important. A couple of these we've already touched on. But the first C is be concise. No rambling allowed in email nurture campaigns because you're going to lose them. People lose you when they're rambling, probably like I am right now. But you're still here, so that's good. Be clear. You really want to state your offer and what you're offering clearly. And be conversational. Don't be a robot. Don't be forced. Just talk normal, just use contractions. Don't say we are going to the store. Say we're going to the store. You want to come? And there's a certain level of professionalism you still have to have, but basically write it how people are going to speak it in their head as they're reading it, if that makes sense. Make sure that you use bold and italics, not the whole thing, and no all caps. But use bold and italics to basically flesh out the content that you really want them to pay attention to, because that is what their eyes are going to gravitate to. You can also use images when that's concerned, if you're trying to drive somebody's attention to a particular part of your email or particular offer you have. Now, you also, for length, general rule of thumb, I would say is 3 to 4 short paragraphs max. Not exactly sure what that amounts to in words, but you get the idea. You want something that's really short, concise. Maybe it has a little bit of humor in it. That's my next topic. So don't be afraid to use humor in your email nurture campaigns. It's okay. People like to laugh. And we're finding these days that people are searching for not only authenticity, but a place where they feel like they belong. And as a realtor or as a brokerage, that's what y'all do. I mean, you help them find places to belong. So they want to understand, or they want to feel that they also have stuff in common with you. So don't be afraid to use jokes. You can use self-deprecating humor as well. I've done it. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stories about when I used to sell real estate, and I openly share that because you know what? We're all human. Next, this kind of ties into that. You want to be relatable. Basically, you are just kind of a typical person. You're a killer real estate professional, but you're just a typical guy or gal, just like them. And last but not least, this is going to probably surprise some of you. Use PS. That old thing that we used to use in letters at the bottom. Stuff works. Studies actually show that that's one of the first things that people look at because they kind of skim it and they go, huh, interesting. There's that PS. So I know in email it's a little bit different. So what I would do is I would put the PS just right above your signature, kind of where those trick disclosures are supposed to go. But put it right above your signature in bold or italics, and it can be, hey, Deborah, glad you're here too. You guys are awesome. But put that PS just right above the signature, and that will get noticed. Now, the PS has got to be short. It's got to be, a lot of times it's going to be your call to action. Hey, if you'd like my free report on working with custom home builders, send me an email, reply to this email, send me a text. So that's a great part for it. And I'm going to kind of dovetail, I won't squirrel too much on this, but PSs, if you're doing any letter campaigns, yes, they still do work. There's a specific formula for them. It's very similar to this email campaign, hint, hint. But PSs absolutely work in letter campaigns. So letter ain't dead, or print ain't dead. Those are the 10 items that I have to basically put together a successful and customized email nurture campaign that's authentic to you and reaches the people that you want to reach, to incubate them from the beginning of their home journey to far beyond the closing table, so you can develop a lifetime relationship with them and sell all their friends' houses and their kids' houses and all that good stuff. So if you guys want a copy of basically the stuff that I went over today, little less rambling, more of an outline form, just comment below. I'd be happy to send those out. If you comment below, I'll probably have them out by tomorrow morning at the very latest, so look for those in your email box. Just comment with your email and we'll get those out. And as always, if there's any questions that myself or our team here at Agent Operations can help you with, we're always here for you, and we really want to kind of change the real estate marketing world one person at a time. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome evening, and thanks for joining me on this crazy Facebook Live thing. All right, bye.